Hey there, welcome everyone to the second to the last day of the year, right? It's New Year's Eve, and we're going to be talking about how to unlock your abundance in 2024.
Oh my gosh.
Are we excited about this, Pookie?
Excited. Do you feel like your abundance has been locked away, being kept from you? This is the opportunity to unlock your abundance.
Sometimes it feels that way. It's
Sometimes it
not
does.
literally locked
It's not
away,
true. It's not true.
but mentally, yeah.
It's not true.
Sometimes in our lives, it can feel like it's like maybe you don't have the combination to the lock, right? And you
Or
can't
the key.
uncover it.
How about that?
So we're streaming live here on a Saturday, December 30th, and just wanted to, give you some tips. In fact, 10 steps that I've used that Pookie has used to accomplish some pretty cool things in our lives, and we like to just kind of share those with you as we go
things.
along here. We encourage you to leave comments in the chat, especially let us know like where you're watching from, and that would and then a little bit later on, we're actually going to invite some questions. We're not going to do that all along the way, but toward the end, if you have questions, pop them in there, and if we think we'll answer as many as we can within reason. Toward the end there. But I just want to say hello to Samantha Harper and our friend Deanne. Sugar Lips is here. That's an awesome name. Of course, Lisa Shepard, who is a crucial member of our team there. She's going to be popping in links and things that we talk about. Also, our friend Debbie is in the house. Hey, Robert is here too. Oh, and our friend Stacy from St. Louis. Great to see you all here. And so yeah, we're going to be talking about unlocking your abundance. And so we're going to be going back and forth between some PowerPoint and this little beautiful two-shot with our snowy background, our wintry background, and our dog Keone sitting in his Christmas sleigh back there just chilling out. As always,
Dashing through the snow, he is.
He is part of the family there for sure. All right, let's see if I can pull this up and lo and behold, there it is. There is our groovy PowerPoint. Again, we're going to talk about unlock your abundance. We're also going to be telling you about something called Turbocharge Your Life 2024, which is something we're doing. It's coming up right around the corner. But basically, why I just want to give you a little quick stroll through my history and why I might be someone that you might want to pay attention to on this topic. If you're here because of my YouTube channel, or even if you're here because you just got an email about this on my list, there may be aspects of me that you only know part of. Maybe you only know me through the affirmation stuff. Maybe you don't know me through about some of the books that I published, like on music marketing over the years. But I'm just going to give you a fuller picture just in case maybe you're not aware of some of these things. And then Pookie's going to share some of hers too, just so you know where we're coming from and why you might want to pay attention to some of these steps that we've taken. So basically, I've been a published author for 30 years, 16 physical books over the years, starting back in 93. So actually, it's going to surpass 30 years. I see Joe and Della are also in the chat, so thank you for joining us here. But one of my early successes in this was a book called The Guerrilla Music Marketing Handbook that I first published back in like 1996, and it kind of became my flagship title. My early reputation online was on the topic of music marketing for independent artists. That book actually ended up appearing in the movie The School of Rock, starring Jack Black, way back like 20 years ago, like 2004. That movie came out. I can't believe it. And there's a screenshot of one of the characters carrying it. Also, you may have heard of Berklee College of Music in Boston. They approached me to create a course called Music Marketing 101. So I was kind of riding this wave for many years of this being kind of a music marketing expert and publishing a number of books on that topic, speaking at music conferences and so on. And it's been an awesome adventure. Published many other books over the years on music marketing, things for creative people in general, how to promote and sell books online. Also, had some podcasts over the years and things more geared for entrepreneurs, like the DIY Career Manifesto there that you see. It's also on Audible. I think I have like 7 titles on Audible now. So that's just a little quick overview. I'm not showing all of the titles. It would take too long. but just a little sampling of what I've done. Been a musician for many years. Oh my God! Back in the day, I played in rock bands and everything from top 40 to alternative music. And for the past more than 15 years now, right, Pookie?
I think so.
What have we been doing together?
No, we've been collaborating on musical endeavors in many different ways. We had a choir that we led. Actually, we still lead a community choir,
A small version of
and
it.
a small version of it, and up to almost 45 members at one point. And we traveled around. Oh, actually, we traveled outside of our state, and we brought the message of love and joy and unity wherever we went. And so that was one thing that we did. And we also created music together. We started writing songs together, not only for the choir, but for ourselves as a duet. And you've enjoyed much of that music if you've been following us for a minute.
Yeah, even though you may know the channel more for my voice doing the affirmations, we're putting more and more of our music out there, and some people love it, and some people, everybody just a whole smorgasbord of things to choose from. So
That's why there's so many different
Yeah.
flavors out there. you know,
So we've created a lot of music. Continue to as a duo. That's what we're actually playing in a Unity Church in Florida. In that one photo there at the bottom, and put out a number of albums.
that was a fun event. I loved that.
Oh my God,
event.
that was great. That was the debut of the Opening Up to the Good CD.
CD.
Yeah, back a few
Yeah.
years ago. Also, just want to quickly say hi to Sarah, hi to Mama Love, who's here. Doralee's here. Aaron, is it Janky? It's Craig David. I think I mentioned Della earlier. Gaia Galactic, and we're also streaming live over on. Let's see, over
My
on
channel.
Pookie's profile over on Facebook. So Wanda's here. Carlene, who? Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
Oh, you want to
There we
There
are.
we are,
There
yeah.
we are.
try to go back and forth between the PowerPoint and here's. So yeah, Aaron, thank you so much for your positive affirmations. Have helped me transform my life. I'm just gonna position these in case we want to highlight some. Thank you so much, Aaron. Really appreciate that. Why Avila says good morning. Oh, Wanda's here from Brazil. We got Jasper from Vancouver. That's so awesome. Great to have you all here. So please do continue to. Oh, look, Kathy Bell is over on your Facebook page.
Hi,
There.
Kathy. And Lillian is here.
That's really cool. And
Well, welcome everybody. Sarah. Oh, it's so wonderful to see all
Sarah
of you
from
here.
Minnesota. Yeah, very, very nice.
I know, isn't it exciting to think about the new year, think about all that we're creating together, how to set goals and how to oh, something's Bob's phone is talking.
I have no
Anyhow,
idea. I started streaming on my phone. Okay, we had to stop that.
it's all connected.
That's right. So we're gonna go back to the presentation here, but to continue to leave comments and thank you for your kind words about how you benefited from the from the channel and from the affirmations. And we got another way that you can benefit on a deeper level if you want to take it another step up with us. So cool. Let's see here. Going back to this. So yeah, we've created a lot of music over the years, and I also have a passion for improv comedy. I've been teaching it for about 10 years now. I do shows around St. Louis in particular. Just love it, and actually, the only book that I've ever co-written with someone is called The Improv Comedy Musician that I wrote with Laura Hall, the music director from the show Whose Line Is It Anyway? So that was really a cool collaboration there. Oh, Kung Fu music
Oh,
lessons.
look, Jared Couture's in the
Jared's
house.
in the house. That's awesome. Also, I don't do it so much these days, but I've done a lot of visual art. I've sold paintings and been in shows and all this stuff. So you can see I've been sort of like obsessed with creativity for much of my
Just
life.
a little.
And I didn't just sit and think about it and wish about it. I actually got out there and I created, I crafted things, I wrote books, I did, had classes, and I put it out there. And I've enjoyed a lot of abundance in my life, both financially and just in the richness of life and
Well, an
creative
abundance
expression.
of creativity for sure.
That's absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Went a little overboard, but
Oh no,
so
we've had so much fun.
we definitely have.
Absolutely.
And then of course, the biggest thing that's happened in recent years is about 6 or 7 years ago. I started posting affirmations on my YouTube channel, which a lot of you know, and that has just opened up a whole new chapter of my life and my career. And our channel just keeps growing. We got like 370 some odd thousand subscribers, about 1 million views a month across the entire channel, and I just
And now we know you.
yeah.
How fun is that?
So
Changed everything.
so yeah, it really did a whole new way of serving people and making a living doing it, and I just just was so
So
thrilled.
grateful.
I see this is pretty much my mission for the rest of my life, the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah, and welcome, Neil.
Hi there, Neil. Uh, and let's see here. And then something that just happened in recent
Just
days.
happened.
Just recently, you may have heard of Hay House. This is the publishing company that published Louise Hay and Wayne Dyer and Joe Dispenza and countless other like luminaries. There's just on Thursday they started putting some of my affirmations in their app called Empower You. So I'm now a Hay House teacher, and we're going to be going to their I Can Do It conference in Phoenix to attend. And yeah, it's really so. Who knows where this is going to?
Who knows?
this
This
is gonna-
is another new chapter.
Yeah, and so just to be associated with those people that I admire, like Wayne Dyer, both of us, he was instrumental.
I know.
In our
When we met, we discovered that he was both of our favorite authors.
yeah, and we both met him at the same event in St. Louis before we even
even
knew
met each other.
It was really and somewhere we're going to dig up a photo. Your friend Kathleen has a photo.
Oh, I got to get one from Kathleen for
I
sure.
didn't get a photo when I met him, but I got an autographed copy of his book and Louise Hay that we met at a book conference, whatever, 12 years ago or something. She signed this copy of a DVD. It's Bob and Pookie, Joy Heals, Louise Hay. Is that cool or not, or what? And of course, she passed away about 5 years ago.
So fun.
But but Hay House, her company, continues on, and then so basically,
Lots of abundance.
yes. There's just a bullet point list of the things I've done over the years. 16 books and 1,200 some odd YouTube videos. I have a podcast that gets up close to 100,000 downloads every month. 144 issues of a local music magazine that I used to publish. On and on. And so, again, I didn't have time to create slides for Pookie, but you've done some pretty impressive things over the years. You've been like a world traveler the last couple of years, going on like pilgrimages. Tell them a little bit about some of the.
No, actually, no. I'm living the life of my dreams. I am. And isn't really what we want is to be of service. Like once we figure out who we are, then for me, it was like once I figured out that I was all right already, then for me it was like, how can I serve the world? Like what is there? How can I be a beneficial presence on the planet? And so for me, I've got to do really amazing things that have really lit my heart up, and the things that I've been extremely passionate about and that I've loved doing. Having the choir was one of them, something that I was totally not qualified to do. So if you're thinking that, oh, I need to have all these qualifications and certifications and education and all that cation stuff, you don't really need that. All you need to have is passion. You need to have passion. You need to have a burning desire to create something beautiful. And that's all that you really need. And that passion will lead you and guide you. So I've done that. I've traveled all over the world. I'm really deeply connected to nature, to the mother, to the earth, and I travel and I do ceremony with indigenous elders and people from all over the world, and I'm a visionary for peace and love, and I'm accomplishing really beautiful things in my own life, and I'm excited for 2024 to be able to create even more as I come into a clearer understanding of who I am, and my contribution, the contribution that I can make. So I'm in discovery right now with all of that. So even for me, this is a powerful time of like unlocking, some of the things that I may have had locked away for a minute, that have been, that are connected to my abundance and to my flow. And so this is exciting for me too. But I'm excited because there's just so much. There's so much good that comes forth when we focus and put our intention forward.
Yeah, and when we tap into our authentic, I've been actually listening to some YouTube videos about vibration, because I've got videos about them. But like when you that's like the first step here is going to be related to this. So I want to get to that slide in a second. But yeah, when you are authentically vibrating with who you are, powerful things can happen. And quite often we dim our light. We downplay those things or those urges, those instincts that we have, thinking, oh, that's not rational, that's not logical. And so I think you do yourself a disservice when you do that. So let's talk about here again. This is called. Still there again, Sarah. Unlock your abundance in 2024, and basically we're going to be covering 10 steps. So let's go. Let's just kind of dive into them and discuss them as we go here. And some of these may seem obvious, but some of them may not. But ask yourself, am I actually implementing these steps? Because these are the steps that I've taken to make all those cool things happen. And I just want to share with you. We sat down and tried to figure out the logical sequence of these things, and so let's just kind of hit them all a quick overview here, and hopefully this will inspire you to launch into the new year in a more powerful way. So one is you got to get an inspired idea. Right? It's like what lights you up on a consistent basis? What is that thing that you're drawn to? Is there something that's a reoccurring theme, a reoccurring vision that you have? For me, I know what a lot of the things that I do, and I think this is common with a lot of people. You initially see someone else doing that thing and you go, oh, wow. I would like to do that too. That's I did stand-up comedy. I did improv. I saw people playing in bands when I was younger. That looks like fun. I want to do that. And but not everything has like I saw people racing cars, or I saw people wrestling or boxing or something, and I have no interest in that whatsoever. So when you're lit up by seeing something that someone else does, I read books when I was, like when that first book that I read by Wayne Dyer. It's like, oh my God, this is like it changed my whole view of life and how to think and live. And so I would love to be able to inspire people in that way someday. So if it resonates within you, it's lighting up something that already it's an authentic part of you. And so I think you deserve to at least explore that thing. So it all starts with an inspired idea. Would you agree with me?
Absolutely. And the most important thing about something that lights you up, you need something that lights you up, something that has that powerful energy behind it. Because when it gets hard, like when you're moving towards that idea, like manifesting that idea and bringing it into form, there are going to come times when you're going to need that enthusiasm, that passion, that light that lights you up. You're going to need that in order to push through.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have that, like if it doesn't light you up, when you get to those hard places, you'll be more inclined to just like, yeah, this isn't fun anymore. I'm not doing it.
Right. I thought of another interesting example. There are a lot of people that are drawn to, like, they watch videos of like somebody parachuting, and they go, oh my God, that would be so exhilarating. I want to do that. I have never had that. I do not want to jump out of a plane and free fall.
Oh
I'm
my
sure it would be exhilarating. I'm sure it would be, but it's not calling to me, so I'm not going to
my
pursue.
gosh, it would be like falling into the heart of Mother Earth.
Then you.
Oh, could you imagine? I'd be up there going, I'm getting closer, I'm getting closer.
My extreme sports is improv. There are people that jump out of airplanes who are terrified of doing improv and having to make stuff up in the spot in front of an audience. So that's my form of parachuting. You might say. All right, let's continue on here. So yeah, you got to get an inspired idea. What lights you up on a consistent basis?
Oh, what fire! Look for the fire. Look for the
Fire.
fire.
And step 2 is if it's really meant to be, it's a recurring theme. Feed the idea with positive thoughts and emotion. Like spend some time mentally like visualizing how doing that thing would make you feel.
And emotion, like emotion.
Right.
You need to really like feel into it, right? Get as visceral with this as you possibly can.
I've told this story before. I'm going to tell it again. When I was like 16 years old, first major concert I ever went to, this was back in the 70s, 1977. Actually, it was Led Zeppelin. And I was like a huge fan of the band. And I actually went down there not even realizing, not having a ticket. I didn't know anything about scalpers. Like I was hoping just to hear them through the rafters, to say I heard Led Zeppelin as they were playing live. And then there's these guys were selling, and it was like an hour after the concert was supposed to start, and these scalpers were kind of getting desperate. And my friend and I had like $14 or something. And these guys reluctantly gave us 2 tickets, nosebleeds, opposite sides of the thing. We didn't even go to our seats. And he goes, you remember he said, "Get out of here before I change my mind." We ran in and walked into the thing just as they started playing. It was like a magical night. And I had been playing the guitar for a couple of years at that point. I was 16. And I remember that just lit up. I saw myself doing that on stage, and I set a goal that by the time I was 21, which is 5 years later, I was going to be playing full time, like playing in a local band, even if it was a top 40 band. And sure enough, 21 first birthday was coming around.
He did it.
I wasn't playing in a band at that point, so I started looking at ads. I put an ad in the paper, and within a few months of turning 21, I was in a band doing exactly. So I held that vision for all those years.
That fire.
And just felt the emotion, the excitement of that night. Yeah.
Ooh, feeling it, feel it, feel it, feel it. You gotta feel it.
So.
Well, seriously.
Yeah. So feed the idea with positive thoughts and emotion. Visualize how doing that thing is going to make you feel. And so if it's genuine, like if you have this inspired idea and after a couple of weeks you're like, I'm not feeling it anymore. Probably, maybe it's not something you should pursue. But if you continue to have that, man, yes.
I have to see this into full creation.
That's right. Then maybe
this must happen. Nothing can stop me. I am unstoppable.
All right. Step 3, come up with a simple plan. So you've got to start. This is the whole, taking action part of it. And so you just need a roadmap before you can start moving. You don't need a comprehensive, every step 5-year plan, just a simple plan. What are the steps you feel that you need to take to move toward this thing? And they're not set in stone. You can change those steps. So how does that apply to some of the things that I've done? Well, I had ambitions to write a book. Okay, I've never done this before, so what's my plan? Okay, well, I need to come up with a title. For me, I come up with the title first, and then I come up with an outline. What do I want this book to include so that it lives up to the promise of the title? And then we'll step by step. I start at the beginning, and start working on the first chapter. But even less than that, I start working on the first paragraph, the opening paragraph, and just let it flow from there and chunk it down. So
wait a minute, Bob.
Uh-oh.
What's one of the first things that you do when you you have the idea to write a new book?
You're talking about printing the cover? No, what did?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's
the cover.
Yeah.
That goes back to step 2.
Yeah, so I can actually, since a lot of these things are just ideas in our heads, they're not tangible, and so sometimes they can get away with us. So the more you can bring this intangible concept into reality in a physical form, the better. So we're like, one way is writing the goals down, actually physically writing them, and now they're on a solid piece of paper. But one thing I've done, I'll actually design. It's the early, primitive version of it, but I'll design a cover, print it off, put it on the wall next to my computer, so I'm seeing it every day. It brings it into the physical world, and so that is one way. But you have to have that plan, though. Yeah. 2. So what are the steps that I want to take? They're not set in stone. They don't have to be perfect. It's just something to get you started. You need some sort of if you want to if we want to go from St. Louis to Kansas City, we got to know where we're going. We use GPS. We use an old-fashioned map.
The most important thing is you have to know where you're at.
Yeah.
We're in St. Louis, and where we want to go. Yep. Kansas City. Mm-hmm. So we can do it in one of 2 ways. We can start from where we're at, and we can make our plan to Kansas City, or we can do it backwards. We can do it from Kansas City all the way back, right? Because sometimes it's easier to go backwards. Like if the thing is going to be like if this is the thing that's manifest, right? Then you can go the steps backwards. So find out what works for you too.
Both ways,
have a plan.
Actually, you can come up with other. Yeah, sometimes you can discover missing steps by going from the end result and what came before that? What came before that? What came? Yeah, and then take it back, or you could think of it both.
There's no one way to do any
yeah.
of this.
But keep it simple. You don't. Yeah. A lot of people say, "Oh, I need to have every step, everything, every dot." I dotted and tree. I know all
that's
the ducks.
Procrastination.
Yeah,
that's like
you're a perpetual planner. That keeps you from doing.
Yeah.
All right.
Never going to happen.
So, come up with a simple plan. You need a roadmap, and then what happens after you have the plan? Well, take the first baby steps toward your vision.
Yeah, and all of you were that cute when you were that little.
You like that little baby?
You were all that cute.
Yeah.
All of you. All of you.
I like to think I still am, but. Um, so initially you had to, what's the first step? What's the first step on this plan? What's that little baby step? And then after you've taken some steps, like what's the next thing that I do? Let me think of some examples. Again, with writing a book, it's write the, oops, hang on a second, write the first, write, that outline, then then start working on the first chapter. Okay, I got that. What's next? How about the next chapter? And so you just like, what's the next thing? When writing a song, sometimes the first step is plotting out on if you want to create music, putting out on your calendar. Okay, I want to sit down and work on music this particular time of the week. And yeah, we all want to act, or we're waiting for the muse to strike, and when I'm inspired, then I'll sit down. But quite often that time never comes. I learned this from having to deal with deadlines. For so long with my writing, whether I was publishing that local newspaper or in the corporate world for a few years, I was worked in communications, and you didn't have the luxury of waiting for inspiration to strike. So when it was time, I sat down and I wrote, and that was actually taught me some discipline about that. You can get inspired just by starting, right? And so you have to sit down, do the work, right? Trying to think of some other
It
things.
has to happen that way.
Yeah, you got an opportunity to go to the Holy Land a few years ago, right before
Yep.
right before
Right before
COVID. You
COVID.
were invited, but the finances weren't quite there to facilitate that. So you had to come up with a plan. Oh, and you end up selling those Hawaiian flower crowns,
Yep.
right? So you
Yeah.
you had to think of that, and then you had to get the word out about it.
Yep. And then I had to make them,
And then once people ordered them, you had to make them,
right?
and
And then
you
I had to send them.
yeah. So there are all these
And I
steps,
keep
right?
doing it over and over again until I had enough money to go.
And it
And
worked.
it happened.
It got you there.
That's right.
So
I was
yeah.
passionate about it. I was definitely passionate about going.
So don't be overwhelmed by the entirety of the whole process. Don't put processes on your daily to-do list. Like redesigning your website is a project with multiple steps. If that's your goal, think of one aspect of it. I'm going to rewrite my about page today.
Right.
That's
I'm going to work on my bio.
Yeah, that's one little baby step. That's the first step or the next thing that you can do. All right, so we're going to keep this going. That's step 4. Awesome sauce. Now, here's a really important thing, because no matter how passionate you are about something, if you're a human being, you're going to have doubts come up. So pay attention to the thoughts and the behaviors that slow you down. This is the piece that, like, up until this point, you might have said, well, yeah, I've heard this advice before. Great. But I bet you're not really paying attention to this part of it. It often gets overlooked. But you need to know, when you start having those doubts. So who am I to think that I can do this? Oh, I don't have the credentials to do blah, 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 blah. Or behaviors where you stop acting on the thing, or you procrastinate, or you find suddenly you're interested in rearranging your sock drawer when it's time to sit down and write or create,
Right.
That's a procrastination thing. So just be hyper aware of the thoughts you're thinking, the things that and what is holding you back.
Yeah, I love that. And I think too, you could take it a step further. And once you become aware of the thoughts and or behaviors that slow you down, write them down, write the thought down, and then write an affirmation that counters that thought.
Yeah.
Write an affirmation so that when that thought, and a lot of these thoughts that come up, these holding us back thoughts, they're the same thought over and over and over again. We've heard this thought for years, However, this time we're going to hear the thought, and then we're going to counter the thought with a positive affirmation that dispels that thought,
Yep.
right? That's another step that you can take to really wrangling this in,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is where your creative power is, right here. Like that pay attention. It's really important. It's where your power is, right here in your choice.
Because a lot of times we just give the megaphone to those negative thoughts, and then we realize, this wasn't really worth pursuing after all. I'm not really in a position to do this. I don't have any credibility. But like when I first started wanting to publish books on music marketing back in the '90s, I did get some flack. I mean, I was publishing a local music newspaper, but people would say, "Why would anybody pay attention to you about your St. Louis is not a big industry town. Have you ever worked for a label or managed a band that was successful?" I went, "No." But I didn't listen to that. I thought I had a way of communicating as a curious working musician, speaking to other working musicians. I had the ability through my newspaper to interview people who were more successful than me. So I was sort of became a clearinghouse of good ideas, and I could communicate it in a way that was conversational. And like I said, I could relate to the people who were my ideal readers. And I just paid attention to that and focused on the people who said, "Hey, wow, that was a great article. Thank you." So I want to serve those people that are resonating with what I'm doing. So what's one way to do that. So yeah, pay it. So, but don't overlook this step and get sidetracked. Pay attention to what the thoughts and the behaviors that are slowing you down and holding you back, because everybody feels this.
Everybody.
The most successful people you admire have dealt with this and continue to, but they just move forward despite those things. All right, number 6. So once you've identified these limiting beliefs, the things that are holding you back, then you need to counter them. And Pookie started, mentioned writing an affirmation that speaks to the truth of who you are. So upgrade your mind and tell a better story. And do it through repetition, not just once or twice. And this is where affirmations come in. You know where to find those, right? Hint, hint. There's a YouTube channel that specializes in them, or a Hay House app where you can go get some. Visualization. Do more of that, sitting there and seeing yourself, feeling the emotion of accomplishing that thing. Journaling. There's a lot of like morning routine things you can do. Journaling. You can create a vision board. There's so many tools here, but you need to counter those. Upgrade your mindset, tell a better story, and do this on a repeated basis so it counters those negative thoughts.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you want to create for yourself. So let's just use like an example of let's just say my goal was to become a master gardener. One of the things that I would do is I would go to a garden and I would begin to learn, about gardening, and about being in a garden environment. I'd go somewhere maybe where I knew a farmer who would let me just be or take me through. But like being in a garden, being in that environment, I've heard some people say they want to. Another example would be, just so that you understand what I'm saying, like give yourself the visceral feeling of it. Some people say, I want this car, right? Well, then they would go and they would drive this car. They would have the feeling of it driving the car, right? So what you want to do is you want to create situations and opportunities for you to actually like feel into it, you know. So whatever it is, figure out how you can get a visceral experience of it. How can you go and like physically, how close can you get to physically experiencing that, right? And that will really help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over the years, I've referred to it as getting into orbit around the thing that you want to do. Like in the late '80s, late '80s, yeah. I was interested in publishing a book, but I had no idea how to do it. So what I did to get close to that is I started promoting and selling existing books on the music business and songwriting and marketing. And so I figured, well, if I can just like get into the game of building up a list of people that purchase these types of things, I set up a system for that. So when I had my own book, I was and it was through that process that led me to a publisher who published my first book. Because just by getting involved, swirling in that world and making connections,
It happens.
yeah, I was on the phone with this guy. I set up a wholesale arrangement to sell his books, And at the end of the call, he asked me a question that changed, really kind of set my life on a whole new trajectory. He goes, "Hey, because he at that point he had only self-published his own books, and they were all totally in alignment. They were on independent, like how to promote an independent record. It was called Record back then. But he said at the end of the call, he goes, "Hey, I'm at the point where I'm ready to like publish real similar books by other people. If you know anybody with a good idea, let me know." And I went, As a matter of fact, I do know somebody. That's me. So I sent him some ideas on things that and we chose one of them, and that's how my first book came out in 1993.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, isn't that crazy? So yeah, that's totally how you get involved somehow or another
Somehow.
in the thing that you're doing. So that's step 6. So
Oh my gosh, there's 4 more?
yeah, there's 4 more after this.
Whoa.
Before we go on, I hope it's okay with you. I want to tell you about, if you're enjoying these kind of tips and think you can learn more from us, there's a way that you can take a deeper dive with us. And actually, 1 week from today starts a program called Turbocharge Your Life 2024. The description there is to reignite your passion, gain clarity and confidence, and make major progress on your number one goal in just 30 days. It starts the 6th. It goes through February 4. There's a link where you can learn more about it. But I'm going to just play real quick. Oops, hang on a second.
But I want to just share something really quick before you play that video.
Sure.
So as we've just gone through the first 6 steps, can you see the value of sharing your journey with another or with a group of people, right? Or getting the support as you are endeavoring to embark on some of the steps that we just went through, like having people that that could give you feedback or you could bounce ideas off of, or a community, or maybe people that have a vision too, and they're just as invested in you and what they want to create. And because I looked at all of those things and I thought, wow, it's just so much easier when it's for me, and I'm a community girl, but it's just so much easier for me when I do things with others. Like when I'm in an environment where I feel supported, where I'm getting positive feedback, where I'm expressing myself and getting some direction, or maybe I'm able to even voice some things out for the first time and just hear them spoken, and so the value of creating together or creating a supportive environment together, kind of like a mastermind, where this is going to be kind of like a mastermind where we're all going to be choosing one goal and kind of taking steps towards that. So we're all going to be kind of doing like a similar thing. It'll all be different because we're all so unique in what we'll be bringing. But can you see the value of like going on a journey like this with others that can support you? And I just wanted to preface that as we share with you what we have in store for our Turbocharge Your Life in 2024, which is going to start next week.
Yeah, I'll just play this and we'll come back and chat about it a little bit, and then we'll get back to the last 4 of the 10 steps here.
I think we need to take dairy out of our diet, babe.
Here we go. And it's hard to believe we are at the end of the year. January is right around the corner, and I want to help you have the best possible start to the new year. I would love to personally mentor you to having the best year ever. I just want to ask you, do any of these describe you? You feel like you've lost your mojo and need a fresh dose of inspiration. Or you're frustrated that your goals and aspirations have been languishing on a perpetual back burner. Or maybe you're feeling overwhelmed and confused about what to focus on and do next. Or perhaps you just lack the confidence to shine your authentic light and share your message and gifts with the world. Well, if you can relate to any of those, you're in the perfect position to benefit from Turbocharge Your Life 2024. And by the end of those 30 days, you will enjoy a renewed sense of clarity about your priorities for the year. You'll feel a strong sense of passion and purpose. You will have made massive progress on your top priority goal. You'll feel like you got your groove back. You'll have a new sense of confidence because you have stepped into a new, improved 2.0 version of yourself. If you're remotely interested in any of that, pay a visit right now to bobbakerinspiration.com/2024. There are limited seats available at 3 different levels. I know it's the holiday season. You may feel busy, but go ahead and take a look at that page now and secure your seat so you can join us. Bob Baker, inspiration.com/2024. There you go. And so, yeah, we encourage you to go to that link. And when you do go there, you will come to this page right here. That's got tons of information. Any question that you have is on this page. Whether you want to write a book, start a YouTube channel or podcast, grow your business, get your music or art out into the world, improve your health, or something equally amazing, we'll help you do that. And we'll mentor you through it in a variety of ways.
This is a great kickstart.
Oh my gosh, yes. And so every week you'll be sent some video lessons for that week, and don't go through all of them right here, but they're all listed on the page. But week 1 is laying the foundation, how to use the priority grid system to reveal the perfect goal for you, because you might have multiple ones you're thinking of, and I would not recommend that you try to do 2 or 3 things at once. Pick one, and you could use this system to choose, to help you figure out which is that number one goal. You talked about covering, the things that are holding you back. We've got 4 questions that you can ask yourself that would really dissolve any roadblocks. But anyway, there's a whole list of things there that we're going to be sharing over those 4 weeks. In addition, there are 3 live 90-minute Zoom calls that happen every 2 weeks. The first one is a week from today on January 6th. Now, the Zoom calls are not the lessons. The weekly lessons are pre-recorded, and they're sent to you by email, and you can do them on your own time. And with these Zoom calls are more where we get to interact with you and support you, ask specific questions, where you get to know each other. And also
This is the mastermind part.
yeah. And you get access to a private mastermind community forum where you get to connect with each other 24/7. You can interact and post your celebrate your wins and any challenges that you're facing. We're going to be I know Pookie's going to be in Hawaii for part of this, but she may not be in there every day because she's going to be spending time with her family, but I'm going to be very active in there. Lisa Shepard, part of our team, is going to be our most important member of our team, will be in there on a regular basis. You also have the option to team up with a success partner, somebody that you connect with maybe like 3 times a week during the program. That's very powerful. Curated list of affirmation recordings, and so, just read through this. And there are 3 levels. There's a basic level if you're like a self-starter and you just want the materials but not the community. There's a premium level, which I think is going to be the most popular, limited to a certain number of people. And then there's a VIP experience if you want a really deep dive. And so check those out, and we hope that you'll join us. There are certain members in the chat here who are current members of our High Vibe tribe. I just want to remind you that you have a special offer, so look in the community there for that.
Well, you can go ahead and register at the regular rate if you want to.
Yeah. You can.
However, when you become a member of the High Vibe tribe, and that's our community, our online community, there are some special perks that you get and benefits. So we give discounts to events, and we plan special events for the High Vibe tribe. So if that's something that you're interested in too, like learning more about the High Vibe tribe, just reach out to Lisa, and she can direct you and answer any of your questions.
Absolutely.
And we would love to have you come and join us there.
You betcha.
All
and there's
right.
another thing. Modified. Hang on a second.
Because the community aspect of what we do is really powerful, and it's probably one of my favorite parts. And getting to know you, like even as I look at the list of people in the chat, like even when Bob scrolled by that photograph of a bunch of people, a lot of those people in that photograph are in the chat right now. What happens is we just develop these deeper relationships. So we're excited for what we'll create together. Did you find what you're looking for?
I think this is what Oh yeah, it is. It is what I'm. And so I'm just going to give you an incentive. Yeah, it doesn't
Oh,
start. It doesn't start till next Saturday, but I'm just going to light a little bit of a fire because I know this is going to be good for you if you register by midnight tomorrow. So at the end of the year, the end of the day tomorrow on Sunday, I got 2 free bonus videos for you. One's called "The 5 Success Habits of Creative Entrepreneurs." This is something I recorded both of these a few years ago that you probably had never seen, and the other one's called "How to Work for Yourself and Be Your Own Boss, My Best Advice." And so I will send those to you. If you act this weekend, don't delay, and these will be yours. So how about that? Oops.
I love it. I'm gonna say
Uh,
hi to A Marie. Good to see you here
oops.
from my Facebook family.
That's awesome. Yeah. So thank you for Cloud Sky is here. Oh, thank you for your affirmations. Helped me manifest my perfect job.
We love
Oh, that
that.
is cool. Awesome. And actually, this was something that we showed last Sunday because we stream live every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. And our Robin, who's been a regular kind of follower on YouTube here, she sent this email recently that she found some notes from 2 years ago, from January of 2022. She thought you'd enjoy. And she wrote down, she was inspired by stuff that we were saying, and she wrote down this goal to publish a poetry book. And in November of that year, several months later, her book was published. Just thought I'd share what the power of believing in oneself and taking action can do. So that's just one of many
Powerful.
testimonials
I
that
know.
we've gotten
That's great.
over the
We're so
years.
happy for Robin.
All right, so are you ready for more?
Yeah, let's do it. What's step
We
7?
still have 4 more to go. So we ended with step 6. I already told you about turbocharge your life. So let's go on to step 7. All right, so then it's to commit. So you got these. What were the previous steps here? Upgrade. So you pay attention to the thoughts that are slowing you down. You upgrade your mindset. You're taking those baby steps, but you have to commit. So taking action is one thing. We can get excited and take action in a day or a week or even a month or two, but it's the consistency of developing new habits and behaviors that's the real difference maker. I think that's the key to my success. Would you agree, Pookie, that I'm committed to taking action
Absolutely.
on a regular basis? I'm not a
Bob is the consistency king.
machine.
He is, I mean, I'm telling you what, Bob, and it's something that I don't have. I don't have that. And so it's powerful, and it's something that you can develop. It's a behavior. Go ahead and put it back on us, babe.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's something that you can develop. It's a behavior. So Bob is extremely consistent. I struggle with consistency. I really do.
And
And
many
I
people
can
do.
see
Many people
I
do.
can see how that is not serving me.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like the opportunity to just really get honest with yourself, and then but this is 1 or 2 new simple habits. Come
Right.
on.
It doesn't have to be a huge thing.
Right.
And that's whether it's a health goal or a more of a book or whatever other kind of goal. It's great. There's no shortage of people who come up with good ideas, but they don't give out awards for the best idea. They give out awards for people that get things done. I'm sorry to put that in those terms, but like whenever I see somebody goes, "Oh, I'm an idea person. I just need to get somebody else to do that." Well, if you can find that partner, great. Or
And
if you
if you've
can,
got enough money to pay somebody to
yeah,
execute
or
your
if you can
idea,
inspire a group of people, you have the vision, and they
right?
and they and they and act, but that's pretty
That's
much
not all of us.
you got
That's not
to
most of us.
you got to do it yourself. I mean, it's when
Well,
it,
you
when it
got to
comes,
start there.
yeah, exactly. Then you get other people
Right.
on board.
You
Yeah.
have to build it. It just doesn't it's not like a pop-up market.
So your positive thoughts and your vision must be supported with a new consistent behavior. This means developing a habit, and it can be a simple habit. I didn't have to make huge monumental changes to get stuff done. I just have to commit to like writing every day if I'm working on a book. I know what my priorities are. 2 new pre-recorded videos on my YouTube channel, and then we stream live every Sunday. We've now been streaming live every Sunday for 3 years. That's consistency. And I pretty much, and there's some weeks where I only maybe get 1 video up, but I pretty consistently get 1 or 2 up every week. I've been doing that for six years now. I started 7 years ago, but I was inconsistent the first year until I realized, oh, this is a thing. I'm going all in on it. And so for 6 years, I've been committed to that process. Now, several hundred videos. look at all the things that I'm impacting.
Hey,
Just
House.
yeah, I mean, but just look at all the comments that have been in the chat here today about thank you. You've changed my life. I listen to you every day. If I didn't stay committed to that habit, to that action, to that behavior consistently, I wouldn't be impacting people like I am now. So what's the habit? What's the simple behavior that you can enact on a regular basis consistently over time that's going to support that vision and those baby steps? Because that's why I just don't like to say take action, because you can do that for a week and stop. But ongoing habits, new behaviors that just become second nature to you. That's really what you want to get to that point. All right, cool.
Yeah, and then when they become second nature, pick two more.
Yeah, Debbie says, Bob, do you ever sleep? I do. Yeah, I mean,
Standing up
I keep
in the
busy,
corner.
but I also I don't have to fight traffic. I sleep. Well, I can get up at 7 8 a.m. Yeah, I put in a lot of
That's
hours.
late, babe.
I put in a lot of hours, but I also have the flexibility to attend events and do fun stuff. It's all fun stuff. All right, commit. I don't know I don't know if you have I've had a day job. There was a time in my life when actually one of the longest books I ever wrote was the second book that I wrote for a publishing company. It was called Branding Yourself Online. It came out in 2001, and I wrote it from like fall of 2000 into the spring of 2001, and 100,000 words, longest book I ever wrote. And I was dealing with deadlines with a publisher. They were paying me, at different stages of the completion of that. So I wanted to get it done and get it out into the world. But I had a full-time job at the time. My daughter was a toddler, and I had her half the time. I had to carve out time here and there, but I know if you're working a day job and you got a family, it's hard to squeeze in that time. But if it's important to you, you'll find it.
If you're passionate about it, if it's unstoppable,
It's
if there's no way this is not going to be made manifest in my life,
yeah.
you got to figure out how to do it.
That's right. Little bit, yeah. So that's why having that one priority that you're just solely obsessed with helps a lot. All right, so there we go. So commit to I think we've kind of established that. Number 8. Hey, it's time to party. Celebrate your results. And don't just celebrate when you reach the end goal. I mean, certainly when you get that thing done and you've reached the book's published, the album's out, the artwork is at a showing, you've reached a certain weight on the scale that you set a goal for. Definitely celebrate reaching it, but create milestones along the way that you can celebrate. So you're not, because if you wait till the very end, until you get there, you're always like falling short, right? You feel
that whole setup of just celebrating once you accomplish the goal doesn't work in helping us stay committed. At the celebrating, you have to celebrate your wins, and we celebrate your wins all along the way. Like, wow, especially when you do things that are uncomfortable for you or that were a real stretch, right? Because if that thing really excites you and lights you up, right, it's probably going to be a stretch for you too.
if you want to lose 20 pounds, that maybe set 5-pound milestones. I'm almost there. It's like, yes, I got to it, and then set your sights on the next one.
Yes.
So yeah, it's powerful stuff there.
And wouldn't it be wonderful to be able to celebrate this with a community?
Good point there, Pookie Lee.
Right? Right? I mean, yeah, you can take yourself out and, have a meal or whatever, but how about to celebrate it with a community of people that are also winning along the way? Everybody's winning. It just creates this vibrational field of uplifting, right? It's like all boats are rising. It's really, really powerful. Like there's a collective energy that happens when we gather together to support each other. So what we're offering in Turbocharge Your Life in 2024 is an opportunity to get started with that amazing fountain of energy, of enthusiasm, of vision, of power. So.
And a number of people that are actually here on the live stream have participated in our previous Turbocharge Your Life programs that are in our current High Vibe tribe. And if you benefited from that community, leave a comment. Let know folks how you have how it's benefited you. All right, so celebrate along the way. We're almost
Almost there.
there. Step 9. This is important too. This often gets overlooked if you, especially if you do develop that habit and you're constantly getting that working on that goal. You need to at along the way, at regular points, evaluate and tweak as needed. So, because sometimes things, whether they're going good or going bad, you don't know why. You're not aware. So it's like do more. The bottom line is real super simple. Do more of what's working and less of what isn't working. But you have to be paying attention to what's working and what's not. And also along the way, innovate and try new things within reason. So, and I say within reason because sometimes people just they get bored and they keep switching things up all the time to the point where it like confuses people. It doesn't allow any one thing to gain traction. So, stick with something long enough that's to really get a good idea as if it's working, if it's resonating with people. But with my YouTube channel, early on, when I first started experimenting with these things, I had all kinds of stuff. I had meditation music only. I had guided
Oh yeah, I
meditations
remember
to help
this.
you relax. I had, and then I started.
I remember this.
Then I posted the first abundance one, and
This was the Discovery Zone.
yeah, I noticed, oh wow, that one's really gotten a lot more views. And then as I was experimenting and putting different things out, morning affirmations were the things that were connecting with people in the like 10 to 15-minute range. Abundance was really a popular top topic. I've tried all kinds of stuff. Like tried health and love and romance and things like that, and they get okay views, but not as many as morning affirmations related to abundance, gratitude, success, confidence, raising your vibration. Those topics do really well on my channel, and so I doubled down on them. I did more of what's working, did less of what wasn't. Even though if I was stubbornly thought, oh, this should be more popular, I went with the flow.
They should like this one.
Yeah.
They really should. It's my favorite.
Why aren't they?
Why don't they like it as much as I do? They
So
just don't.
as long as the thing that people are wanting was still within my wheelhouse and things that I was excited about delivering, it's not like I started doing like things on real estate or parachuting, whatever. It was still the things that I was excited about sharing. Um, but I just focused on the things that people were resonating with, and so I did more of what's working, less of what isn't. And now I'm in the process of innovating too. I'm now at this for 6 or 7 years, and I don't want to get stale. So I want to try to continue doing the bread and butter or the foundational things that people still enjoy. But I'm going to be doing a new thing actually Monday morning. There's going to be a new video. I plan on doing the entire year as long as people like it. With the beginning, the first day of every month, I'm going to have the 21 most powerful affirmations for that month. I've never done this before, and these themes and affirmations come to me in a meditative state, which I explained in the first video. Getting ready to upload it, and it's just something different, a different way of presenting it on a monthly basis. And I'm going to encourage people to like listen to that affirmation that entire month, and then in February 1st there'll be a new set of 21 affirmations that I sort of intuitively feel is what people need to hear that month. And so that's the way that I'm innovating this year. And so yeah. I don't know if I'm going to make the slides available, Samantha. I know this page will become the replay page, so you can come back and watch it. You can share it. You can come back and watch it as often as you can. It'll stay public, as far as I know. So yeah. But I don't know about. I'll have to think about the slides though. But yeah, you can. It's
You
not
can
going away.
access them here on the
Yeah.
recording for sure.
All right. So that's step number now. Ready for step 10?
Ready for the Big Ten.
Enjoy your new improved personal identity. This is crucial. This is something I've been talking about a lot the last couple of years, where this thing that you're pursuing, it isn't something that you do. It's not something that you're striving for. It's simply who you are. And to get to that point, it takes time. It takes time because at first you're like, "Ooh, I'm not an author, I'm a writer, but I'm not published, so you don't think of yourself as being worthy of a certain title or aspiration. But when you achieve those things, you go from aspiring author or whatever, musician, whatever it is, to being a musician. It's who you are. And so basically, I got to fill in the blank there. Are you wanting to be like a visual artist? I paint because I am an artist. It's who I am. It's what I do. I um, I do healthy things because I'm a healthy person. So I eat healthy foods because I'm a healthy person. So it's like when that personal identity shifts to where you become that person, that's when you've reached the highest level of self actualization. Right? So you see
Yeah.
the difference there? At first you're like struggling and going, God, I gotta be disciplined, I gotta put it on the calendar, I gotta do these things to reach this thing. You're not feeling it yet. But over time, as you have successes, oh, I am an author. I'm a successful YouTuber. I'm a Hay House author. I'm owning that because I've been doing it. I didn't own that from day one. So don't feel like you have to feel that way before you can take an action. Even feeling awkward, take those baby steps and move forward. And over time, you gain confidence where you eventually want to get to the point where that is who I am.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And it's going to, as you continue to grow yourself, it will continue to evolve. And the whole thing of it is that I like to look at it is like it's not a new you. It is the unveiling of the you that's always
Ooh,
been there.
the authentic you.
Yeah, so it's not like your new self that's coming forward. It's like the unveiling of the self that's always been there, that's been hidden, that's been locked away. So like the unlocking. And so because I believe that you're already all of it. We just don't have a relationship with that aspect of ourselves yet, of that more confident, more empowered, successful, however we define that self. And so I think that all we're doing is becoming more and more. We are not becoming. We are revealing more and more of our authentic self. Our, you know, right? Yeah, yeah,
There's there's some
beautiful.
there's some comments there about like Cloud Sky says I want to start art classes and learn to play violin.
Do it. Just
Um,
do it, man.
somebody else said something about they wanted to do. Oh, they Lisa's saying learning to paint on canvas is on my bucket list. So just to be clear, like every inspiration or everything that you're inspired to do doesn't have to be on a large scale. It doesn't have to be public. You don't have to try to monetize it or whatever. You can just write on your own, just out of the simple pleasures of doing it. Same thing with art, music. You know, But if you have these aspirations, like I did, to be able to have my music, or have our positive music be listened to by a lot of people, by having my voice inspire people around the world. That does drive me. It's a way that I feel like I'm serving. I'm living out my mission, And so, but you don't have to do that with every little desire that you have. But don't downplay if you do have that desire to get that book out and inspire thousands or whatever millions of people. Feed that, pay attention to it, and start working your way to it. All right.
Right, but maybe you're writing the book as a documentation of your family history, and you're leaving it to your grandchildren.
Yeah, that's worthy
And
too.
that is going to affect your family for generations, right? So we don't have to. You don't have to be an internet superstar to make a difference. The only thing that you have to do is love your life. That's all. You just loving your life will impact so many people. So many people. Unbelievable amount of impact that you can have in the world. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people. You have no idea. You really don't. So like even if you are just loving your fur baby, that vibration of love is supporting the health and well-being of the planet, the presence of love on the earth. So no offering is too small. Don't think that you have to be 300,000 subscribers and all that stuff.
Right.
That's something that you can achieve. But I have a very small YouTube channel, and I post there, and I post things that are important to me. You know, it has a very different vibration, right? Because I talk a lot about my own personal journey in that place, right? I'm not looking to have hundreds and thousands. Now, if that happens, wonderful. That would be great if it resonated that way, you know. So it doesn't. Your offering gets to be who you are. It doesn't have to be this gigantic thing, you know. A lot of the things that I do in the world, nobody ever really hears about, but that's okay. You know, the most important thing is for me is that I do them.
Yep.
Is that I do them, right?
You never know when that thing is going to spark something that will reach a lot more people. Yeah.
You just don't
If you
know.
want to do that. So let's go ahead and here's a recap, and go ahead and grab a screenshot of this if you want. This is all 10 steps on one page here. So there they are. Get an inspired idea. Feed that idea with positive thoughts and emotion. Come up with a simple plan. Take the first baby steps toward that vision. Pay attention to the thoughts and the behaviors that are slowing you down. What's holding you back? And then once you're aware of those, then you upgrade your mind, tell a better story through repetition using affirmations, visualization, journaling, a number of tools like that. Commit to one or two new simple habits that you'll do consistently over time that move you closer to that goal or that priority aspiration. Celebrate your results along the way. Evaluate and tweak as needed. Do more of what works.
Oh, but don't get
less of
stuck
what
there.
doesn't.
Don't get stuck there. This is a place too where you can get stuck.
Are
Where
you
people are like,
evaluating?
yeah, they're like, oh, it's just not good enough yet. Oh, I just need a little bit of this or just so don't get stuck in that either. Like do it, get in there and do something, but don't let it hold you up from releasing what it is into the world. Because you can get stuck here. This right here is a place where a lot of artists get stuck. The canvas is almost done except for this little bit of here and this. Oh no, but now just it needs just sign the thing and sell it and or present it. You know,
Get it out, ship it.
I just
You don't
wanted
have
to
do
say
it.
that real quickly.
And then enjoy your new improved personal identity, or as Pookie said, really, it's really revealing the authentic version of who you are that you've been hiding over the years. I just want to
Well, it's definitely a new experience for you.
yeah.
You know, so in one way, yeah, it is a new idea. You're experiencing for yourself for the first time, and it feels new to you because it's an aspect of yourself that you haven't experienced yet. And that's all that is happening in here. There's all these aspects of yourself, like the confident, the powerful, the all those aspects. They're in there. You just haven't developed your relationship with them yet.
Yet.
Right, yet. And so that's what we're doing. We're going to kind of like start to unveil some of those and bring some of those things forward so that you can have a grander experience of your authentic self. You can stand in your truth more, you know, and feel like, oh, this is who I am. Right? This is what I came here to do. There's no greater feeling than knowing that what you're doing is in alignment with what your vision and your mission for your life and who you are in this lifetime. There's no greater joy than knowing that.
And we'll
right?
give you the tools to do that and take a much deeper dive than we've done here in the 30-day program, which I'm going to mention in a
A
moment
lot of good
here.
stuff. I'm going to be in there, babe. Even though I'm going to Hawaii, I want you to know I'm going to be in there because this is for whatever reason, this year feels really important to me. Now, if you're also listening to this and it's after the 6th of January, you can still engage in this process by joining our High Vibe tribe because that community is ongoing. You know, and we continue to support each other, and you can come in with your vision and get support in there too. So I just want to say, if you're listening to this after the 6th of January, it's not too late. You can still come and join our High Vibe tribe and get engaged in the community there.
Deanne just posted here. Les Brown, widely known motivational speaker. He didn't even finish high school. He made a decision to serve humanity and took action to make it happen. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Les. Yeah, he's very inspiring. Enter the Falcon says, you guys are my favorites.
Oh, you're so sweet.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
You know,
I,
we're just trying to help,
my
right? The whole thing of helping each other, walking each other home.
Debbie says, my inspirational calendar message today is fear of failure does not control me. So fitting. Absolutely. And so just
Don't fear it.
we're going to be wrapping this up. We wanted to keep it to about an hour or so. So again, there's the 10 steps. But just want to remind you once again that Turbocharge Your Life starts a week from today. Go to that website, bobbakerinspiration.com 2024. All your questions are answered on that page, including the schedule, the time of the Zoom calls. Yes, you get lifetime access to all this stuff. The lessons are delivered in pre-recorded videos sent at the beginning of each week. The Zoom calls are just for just getting to know each other and giving you some personalized mentoring on those calls, and some additional inspiration. So if you can't make the Zoom call, the Zoom calls are all recorded. You can watch the replays if you miss them live. I know some time zones and schedules will mess that up. But hang on a second. I'm gonna remind you that if you register by midnight tomorrow, December 31st, the end of the weekend, I'm gonna give you this light of fire. Just go ahead and get this going, because the private Facebook group, the mastermind group, opens like on Monday. So even you can start interacting with people a week before, or several days or a few days before it actually starts. So don't wait till the 6th and try to jump in. Go ahead and do it now. And I'm creating some incentives for you. I'll send you these 2 videos, the 5 success habits of creative entrepreneurs, how to work for yourself and be your own boss, my best advice. And do that by the stroke of midnight this weekend. So do it before you head to a New Year's Eve party. Yeah. So this has been awesome. I hope you enjoyed this. We certainly did. Pookie, good job. Thank you for joining me on this.
Sure.
I think we inspired some folks.
Oh, babe, of course we did.
I know we did. So again, there you go. bobbakerinspiration.com /2024. Read all about it. Make a decision. Choose one of the 3 levels that's going to best support you, and we'll see you start.
Let's do it. Let's create something really powerful and magnificent.
That's right.
Together.
Bring the authentic you. That shine your light in the new year.
Right, revealing which is already there.
That's awesome. All right, have an awesome rest of the weekend. Happy New Year. Happy New You. And we'll talk to you. Actually, we'll be back streaming live tomorrow morning, right?
Yeah, we will.
As we have done every Sunday for 3 years
10
now.
10 a.m.
Eastern
time.
All right, have a great day, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Aloha.
Thanks. Love you. Bye-bye.
Love you. Bye.